I'm Makabi.
And I'm LaShonda. And this is our story.
Hello, I'm Makabi.
And I'm LaShonda.
And welcome to our channel. Okay, this is part 2 of how we met in the beginning with Makabi and LaShonda. Okay, so you want to take it from here?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So in the last video, I told you guys I was in a situationship.
Yes.
Well, it was a little complicated, but we started communicating as friends only because I'm not that type of the girl like that. Never.
She wasn't a player.
I was not. But our friendship grew.
Mm-hmm.
And
she was feeling your
other, and the other friendship, other relationship, situationship did not. But you know, as you all know, when women are in love, or when they feel like they love somebody through the good, through the bad, and it's hard to break that connection. It's hard to just say you're not good for me, or whatever the case may be, and to let a situation that may not be healthy for you to go into a new relationship because you don't know, and you know what's familiar versus what's familiar, but you don't know what this is. You don't know what this is. So it was kind of scary, and I did love this gentleman, so I didn't know what to do. So I was really, really confused, and I caught myself one day and I was just crying because I really, 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 really was feeling him.
Yes.
But I was scared that let go of what's familiar. So I went to my mom one day and I was crying, and I just told her, I said, I don't know what to do. I said, I don't know what to do. And my mom told me to pray. She said, you need to pray and ask Yahuwah for a sign on who you need to be with. If you're struggling that much, then you need to go to Yahuwah and say, who do you want me to be with? So I actually did that. I went in my room and I cried and I prayed. I wasn't too familiar with the whole prayer, how to actually do it, but I did it from my heart. And he knew I did it from my heart because I'm not the one that's playing two guys, but I really wanted to be happy. So my sign, I asked him for a specific sign. I didn't know. So I just say, hey, I just want to know the one you want me to be with. Let them give me space, because it was at that point I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to keep talking to him, and I didn't want to keep talking to him. So I was like, okay, I need some time to think. I need some space to know what I want. So I asked God, I said, if the person that you want me to be with, let them give me space.
Yeah.
And so I called the gentleman that I was having a situationship with, and I asked him, and I told him I need space and time to think, because he did know about Makabi. I was very transparent. I let him know. So he did know about Makabi, and I told him, I said, I need some space. I need some time to think. So, and I called Makabi, and I told him the same thing. I told him that I needed some time to think, and he knew about the other gentleman. So there was no, they didn't know about each other. They knew who each other were, and they knew my struggle.
I just didn't understand why she just didn't see it from the jump, because I just didn't see it. I mean, like, it was an easy decision for me. But that's her. That's her.
But anyway,
I'm like, get with this winner. Leave that chicken dinner alone.
Anyway,
oh boy.
So time went on.
I gave her space.
Time went on, and so the next thing was maybe a day. I didn't hear from either one of them. Then the next day, the gentleman I had a situationship with wouldn't stop calling me. Just kept calling me. I never heard from Makabi. Never heard from him at all. But this other gentleman just kept calling. So that was my answer. And so I went with that answer. I told the guy, I broke it off with him, and I called Makabi over. I think it was the 4th of July.
I don't know when it was, but it was about a week. I think it was about a week that it went by, and I hadn't contacted you or anything. Let me just give y'all the backstory, because Yahuwah has a way of doing things in your past to prepare you for your future. So basically, I was dating this young lady, and she told me the same thing. Well, I just need space. I need space, stuff like that. So I gave her the whole sky. I'm a helpless romantic. When I'm with you, I'm buying jewelry, I'm buying roses, I'm buying food. I'm just showering when you give. That's how I show my love towards you. Like people say today, love language. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. So when she came at me like that, which really what was going on, she wanted to get with this other guy. So she said, I need space. So I learned from that experience. So when she told me the same thing, I was like, oh, here we go again. Oh, you need space. So I had the same mindset. I'm going to give you the whole sky. You ain't going to hear from me. So that's how I was. So she calls.
That actually was January 5th.
Yes, it was.
January 5th.
It was January 5th.
Not a holiday.
It was after the New Year.
Yes, it was after the New Year's. It was January 5th. So I called him over. I told him to ask him if he could come to see me. He said yes. So he came over, and I gave him my decision. I talked to him. I told him how everything was, even with the prayer and all of that. I told him all of that because he didn't know about the prayer. So I told him that I wanted to be with him. And he kind of looked at me like, and I'm looking at him like, I'm going to need you to say something. Because I know we ain't about to do this. I just know we're not about to do this. I'm like, okay. I was kind of shocked, to be honest with you, because I really didn't know how to take it. Because in my mind, I'm just going to be her friend that may get a little something every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just saying. I'm she ain't my wife, but maybe she could be a good friend. Really, really good friend. but I didn't know how to take it. So I'm like, is this real? So it finally hit me. Okay, she's choosing you to be with you. So instead of this other guy. So when it finally hit, I was like, okay, cool. So we started dating January 5th. And and so that started our journey into boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, getting to know each other. A lot of trips from Macomb to Greensburg, from Greensburg to Macomb, and so forth and so on. And it was a lot of that going on. And so we were really good friends. I think the most important thing is we were really, that short span of time, and even after we said we're going to be boyfriend, girlfriend, we were just good friends. Yes. We laughed. Yeah. And we talked about it. We just everything, talked and talked. We talked so much. I think we did more talking than we did. We actually did more talking than actually the physical stuff. You know what I'm saying? We did the physical stuff. And we weren't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? We weren't supposed to. Part. But I wasn't fully submitted to the Most High. Let's understand that. Neither was she. Okay, so we told the Most High, well, we got this, but we really, we really didn't even have that. Yeah. But that was our mentality. That was our thinking. That was our mindset. But we did a lot of talking, and so once we started, right around that time, we started dating, and we first started to say, okay, we're gonna be girlfriend, boyfriend. Keep in mind, I told y'all I wanted to be married. I want to have a family. So I prayed, and she did her little prayer thing in the beginning to see if she wanted to be with me or not. But I was looking for a wife. And the young men, a girlfriend is okay, but that's not the end game. The end game is wife,
children, your family, and you lead them into the worship of the Most High Yahuwah. So I said, Most High, and at that time I didn't know his name, so I said, God, is this the young lady that you have predestined for me to marry and start a family? If not, then we just gonna remain friends or whatever. And cause if not, then it's not going anywhere. The road is a dead end. So I asked Yahuwah for a sign. So I said, Yah, let her call me for no reason at all. And at that time, I was in the marching band at the local community college. And I had came home from classes before I had to go back out to a band practice. So I got home from classes, and there was no message on the answer machine. Back in the day, answer machine. Not voicemail, answer machine. Okay, so it said 0 on the thing. No answer machine, voicemails. So anyway, I went back out to band practice. When I came home after band practice, there was one message.
Now, let me pick up from there. So
Okay.
You heard where he was. Now, let me tell you where I was. So we went later on that evening. My baby brother was playing basketball. So we went out to see my baby brother play basketball that evening, right? So as I was sitting there at the basketball game, I'm watching him and I'm, just watching him going up and down, doing his thing. So all of a sudden, Makabi ran over my mind. And I was saying, I wonder what he's doing. So I turned around because, again, I'm young, and I had to get permission to call long distance from my mama.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned around and I said, Ma, I said, can I call Makabi when I get home? Now, let me go back. My husband's name was Mark. So if you hear me kind of, that's another journey we're going to talk about later. But if you hear me slip up and say Mark, his name was Mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Back then, his name.
She wasn't dating two fellas.
Yeah. His name was Mark. So if you hear me, because I'm still getting used to his name change, okay? Because I call him Bay.
Yeah.
I don't call him Mark. I call him Bay. But anyway, so I asked, could I talk to him? Could I call him? So she said yes. So when I got home, I called him and I said these words. I said, he didn't answer. So I said, hey, Bay. And I called him Bay pretty much from the very beginning. I said, hey, babe, just calling. Didn't want nothing. I was just calling to check on you and see how you were doing and to let you know that I love you. And that was it. Just hung up the phone.
So, and that's what I want. That's what I asked the Most High. I said, listen, let her call me for no reason. She don't want anything, just no reason. Just let her call me. And it's crazy because that's exactly what she said on the answer machine. Hey, babe, you know what I'm saying? I'm just calling. I ain't want nothing. I just want to see how you were doing and let you know I love you. When I heard that message, ladies and gentlemen, when I heard that message, ooh, I didn't wait till the battle was over. I shouted then. I said, this is my woman. This is my wife. And I called her back and I said, listen, I'm going to marry you. Now, keep in mind, she's 15.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
She was 15 and I was 19. It's like a 4.5 year difference between us. So I'm 19, she's 15. I know some of y'all think, you robbing the crater. Be quiet. But I knew that she was my wife. And I'm the kind of person, I don't believe in wasting no time. I believe in, if she's my wife, then let's do it right in the eyes of the Most High. And so I told her, I said, I'm going to marry you. And she laughed at me.
Yes.
Because she's 15.
I mean,
so
I wasn't thinking about marriage at 15 years old.
Yeah, but I was.
No.
Me and you lead the way. I was. A man knows. When a man knows, he knows. So anyway, I said, listen, I'm going to marry you. And she said, boy, you crazy. I said, yeah, I may be crazy. She said, I'm going to tell my mama. I said, tell your mama. I ain't afraid of your mama. I'll tell your mom.
So I said, Ma.
So she put on the phone. And I told her, I said, ma'am, I'm going to marry your daughter. And I forgot how my mother-in-law responded. But she said...
We all laughed.
Yeah.
We all thought it was just hilarious.
But I was not playing. I was not playing. I said, I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to marry your daughter. And so that leads us into this next chapter of our relationship. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready for the big day. So, and then meeting her father.
Yeah. That part.
Yeah. Meeting that. Because I have to get his permission. I want to talk. So we'll talk about that on the next video. I'm Makabi.
And I'm LaShonda.
And we'll see you later.